Illegal immigration has been one of the most complicated and controversial issues in the United States for decades. Whenever the subject comes up, most people immediately think of Mexico. But the reality is that undocumented immigrants living in the United States come from many different parts of the world, and some of the countries on today's list may genuinely surprise you. Some people cross the border to escape violence, others come in search of work and a better future, and many actually enter the United States legally only to remain after their visas expire. Today, J30 World Discovery is taking a closer look at 5 of the most notable countries with large undocumented populations in the United States. Make sure you stay with us until number 2, because it is probably the country most viewers would never expect to rank this high. Number 5. El Salvador. El Salvador may be a small country in Central America, but for many years it has been one of the most significant sources of migration to the United States. Approximately 750,000 undocumented immigrants from El Salvador were living in the United States in 2022. One of the biggest reasons people leave is violence. For years, El Salvador struggled with dangerous street gangs. Young people could be pressured into joining them, while families who resisted sometimes faced threats, extortion, or retaliation. Poverty, unemployment, and low wages have also pushed many Salvadorans to look for opportunities elsewhere. Major earthquakes and hurricanes have damaged homes, infrastructure, and local economies, making an already difficult situation even worse. When people no longer feel safe and cannot see a realistic economic future at home, the United States can begin to feel like their only option. Family reunification is another major factor. Once one family member reaches the United States and finds work, others may feel encouraged to make the same journey. Personally, I think El Salvador's story shows that undocumented immigration is not always as simple as someone wanting to earn more money. Sometimes, leaving is a choice between facing a dangerous journey and continuing to live in fear. Number 4. China. China is probably not the first country Americans think of when they hear the words undocumented immigration. However, that around 400,000 undocumented Chinese immigrants were living in the United States. Their path to America is often very different from the journey taken by migrants from Central America. Many Chinese nationals initially enter the country legally on tourist, student, or temporary work visas. They later become undocumented after their visas expire. Others rely on human smuggling networks and travel through several countries before reaching the U.S. border. The reasons for leaving China vary widely. Some are searching for better economic opportunities. Others want access to international education or stronger career prospects. There are also people who leave because of political pressure, government restrictions, or a desire for greater personal freedom. In recent years, more attention has been given to Chinese migrants traveling through South and Central America before attempting to enter the United States. This route can be extremely expensive and dangerous. Migrants may pay smugglers enormous amounts of money, yet there is still no guarantee that they will safely reach their destination. And before we continue, if you are enjoying this video, take a second to hit the like button and subscribe to J30 World Discovery. It helps us continue bringing you fascinating stories about geography, culture, and society from around the world. Number 3. Venezuela. Venezuela was once one of the wealthiest countries in South America, largely because of its enormous oil reserves. But after years of political instability and economic collapse, millions of Venezuelans have left the country. Around 270,000 Venezuelans were living in the United States without legal status in 2022. That number may be smaller than some others on this list, but the rapid growth of Venezuelan migration has been especially noticeable. One of the main reasons is the collapse of the Venezuelan economy. Hyperinflation wiped out the value of people's savings, while food, medicine, and other basic necessities became scarce or unaffordable. Even highly educated people with stable careers found it increasingly difficult to maintain a normal standard of living. Political instability has also forced many Venezuelans to leave. Some fear persecution because of their political beliefs, their participation in protests, or their public opposition to the government. Many Venezuelan migrants are not simply looking for a higher-paying job. They are searching for the stability and security that their home country can no longer provide. What makes Venezuela especially interesting is that many of its migrants are educated professionals, including engineers, teachers, business owners, and young specialists. However, when they arrive in the United States without the proper legal status, their degrees and professional experience may not be recognized. As a result, many are forced to accept jobs that pay far less than the careers they once had. To me, Venezuela is one of the clearest examples of how quickly a country's future can change. In just a few decades, a nation rich in natural resources went from attracting immigrants to becoming a place millions of people felt they had to escape. Number 2. India. India may be the most surprising country on this list. When Americans think about Indian immigrants, they often picture technology workers, doctors, international students, or highly skilled professionals. Approximately 725,000 undocumented Indian immigrants were living in the United States in 2022. Not all of them crossed the border illegally. A large number originally entered the country through legal channels, but later became undocumented when their visas expired. Others travel through complicated routes involving several different countries before eventually attempting to reach the United States. The motivations behind Indian migration are also somewhat different from those of many Central American migrants. Many are not fleeing war or extreme poverty. Instead, they are attracted by higher wages, stronger business opportunities, and the possibility of building a more successful career in the United States. Some families are reportedly willing to pay human smuggling networks tens of thousands of dollars and, in extreme cases, more than $100,000. That is an enormous amount of money. Migrants may borrow heavily, sell property, or use their family's life savings to pay for the journey. Many of the people taking this risk are young men between the ages of 18 and 34. They are essentially betting their entire future on the hope that life in America will allow them to repay their debts and support their families back home. In my opinion, India is one of the most fascinating entries on this list because it challenges a common assumption. Undocumented immigration does not only come from countries near the U.S. border, and it does not only involve people without education or professional skills. Complicated visa systems, long waiting periods, and global income inequality can also drive large numbers of people into undocumented status. Number 1. Mexico. It is probably no surprise that Mexico takes the number 1 position. The United States and Mexico share a land border stretching thousands of miles, and the two countries have been connected through labor, trade, family relationships, and migration for generations. Approximately 4 million undocumented Mexican immigrants were living in the United States in 2022. That represented around 37% of the country's total undocumented population. It is still the largest number on this list, but there is an important detail. Mexico's share of the undocumented population has fallen significantly. In previous decades, Mexican nationals made up more than half of all undocumented immigrants in the United States. There are several reasons why people continue to migrate from Mexico. The first is the difference in wages and job opportunities between the two countries. A job in construction, agriculture, hospitality, or food service can pay considerably more in the United States than a similar job in Mexico. Violence connected to organized crime and drug cartels has also forced some families to leave their communities. In certain regions, running a business, opening a small store, or simply trying to live an ordinary life can expose people to extortion, threats, or violence. Family connections are another extremely important factor. Many Mexican migrants already have parents, siblings, spouses, or children living in the United States. For them, migration is not only about earning money, it is also about reuniting with the people they love. However, undocumented migration from Mexico has declined compared with previous decades. Possible reasons include improving economic conditions in some parts of Mexico, lower birth rates, tighter border enforcement, and changing labor demands in the United States. Even so, Mexico remains at the center of nearly every American debate about immigration. Personally, I think this is also what makes the issue so difficult to solve. The United States and Mexico do not simply share a border. They share millions of families, enormous amounts of trade, and labor markets that have been connected for generations. And those are 5 of the most notable countries with large undocumented immigrant populations in the United States, based on the figures discussed in the original report. Looking at this list, it becomes clear that there is no single reason why people become undocumented immigrants. Some Salvadorans leave because of gang violence. Many Venezuelans flee political and economic collapse. Meanwhile, some migrants from India and China are driven by career opportunities, wage differences, and difficulties navigating the legal visa system. That is why the immigration debate cannot be solved only by building more barriers or increasing border enforcement. It also involves the visa system, the labor market, family reunification, economic inequality, and political crises taking place far beyond the borders of the United States. Which country on this list surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. And do not forget to like this video, subscribe to J30 World Discovery, and turn on notifications so you never miss another fascinating journey around the world. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.